The next couple examples are going to detail purchasing items. I think this is the most useful lesson that you see in all of algebra, in the sense that every kid at some point is going to use this idea. The concept is that if you go to a store, you should be able to figure out the exact dollar amount for purchasing an item. And I'm not talking like going and buying a box of Kleenex or a gallon of milk or something like that. I'm talking about major purchase items. Like if you wanted to buy a new TV or whatever, you want to be able to figure out the exact dollar amount before you go up to the register. And so I have some ideas here. The first one, this is example 5. I want to buy some chest waders. That's what fishermen use when you go into the streams so you don't get all wet. Chest waders. Price is $213.32. There's a closeout discount of 35%. There's a student discount of 8%. And then of course you have to pay sales tax. In this case we're going to have it at 7.5%. Most kids are taught to run through this problem in the most inefficient way possible. If I didn't give you any instruction, most of you would probably go through, you would multiply this answer by 0.35 and figure out how much money you were going to save. Then you would go back and take that answer and subtract it from the 213, get a new answer, and then start all over. Take that new value, multiply it by 0.08, figure out how much of a discount that was, subtract it from that answer, come up with yet another answer, and go through this process with the sales tax where you multiply it and then add that answer back to the previous answer. That's crazy talk. It takes forever, it's inefficient, and in all honesty you would never use it. And so what I want to do is I want to propose a method that is going to be universal. I know it sounds nerdy, but if I'm going to buy something major, I'm going to take a calculator to the store and I'm going to figure out the exact value of the purchase item, the exact cost, down to the very last penny. And it's easy to do. First, you want to start off with your original purchase price, $213.32. And then you want to adjust this original price with each of these percents. A caution here is that you should never add or subtract percents. You never add or subtract percents. I'm talking horizontally here. Instead, we have to go back to the previous examples where we talk about everything being changed from the baseline. And what I mean by that is, if this is 100%, right now without any discounts or anything, you're expected to pay all of that. If I give you a closeout discount of 35%, that's going to change this price. You're going to go from the baseline of 100 and you're going to drop 35%. And so 100 minus 35 is 65%, meaning that you would pay 65% of the original cost of the item. Represent this as a decimal, I just say 0.65. In other words, if I wipe away 35% of the cost, 65% is left for you to pay. Now that represents a price. I jump to the next line. It says there's an 8% discount. That adjusts this original price here, or this current price I should say, this current price. You're going to pay 100% of the current price. I'm going to wipe away 8%. That will leave you with 92% to pay. 92% of this could be represented by simply multiplying by 0.92. And then of course the last item, tax. Tax is always an increase in your price, so at your baseline of 100, we want to add the 7.5%. You know that your calculator has the percent button. You could use that by typing in 100 plus 7.5%, and that would be listed as 1.075. That's the 100% plus the 7.5% tax. That's going to take this current price and it's going to increase it. The 1, if you multiply this by 1, it keeps the price. The 0.075 is the additional cost that you would incur. So I go 1.075. Now for the first example, it takes a little time to understand this. I want to run through it again before I throw up my calculator. I said that I had a closeout discount of 35%. So I take 100 minus, because a discount means minus, 35. That left me with 65% of the original cost. I had a second discount, which was 8%, so I went 100 minus 8%. That would leave me with 92% of this cost. So I have original price, 65, and then 92% of what was there. And then, of course, the last step is sales tax. Sales tax is an additional cost that I'm going to have. So I take the 100 plus the 7.5%. If I put that in my calculator with percents here, this would need a percent on it as well. This should come out as 1.075. 1 representing that I'm going to pay all of this price, and then the 0.075 meaning the additional cost incurred through tax. And I simply type this in as a one-line entry. I go 213.32 times 0.65 times 0.92 times 1.075. Hit return, and this gives me an answer of $137.13. I don't need to tell you to round because money makes sense to only round to the nearest cent, and so we get 137.13. I don't know how well you can see that. Maybe that's a little bit better. 137.13. 137.13. $137.13. I do mark wrong on the test. If you don't know how to round dollars and cents, then you deserve to have points taken from you. It needs to be rounded to the nearest cent.